We have combined 20,000 standalone towers besides our investment in Indus. And the mergco in this March 2017 announcement said that it needs to strengthen its balance sheet. And one of the steps was to sale of non-strategic assets, and these are our standalone towers. And today, on an overall total cash deal of rupees 7,850 crores, we've agreed to sell both the towers. Now, there could be two situations. Situation number one is that the transactions gets approved from regulatory before the merger transaction. In that case, Idea will receive 4,000 crores, and Vodafone will receive the remaining amount. However, in case the transactions get approved post the merger event, then the entity will receive 7,850 crores. It's also evidently clear that the total amount of 7,850 crores belong to the merged entity, and adjustment will be made necessary depending on the timing of the execution of this transaction. We had considered multiple options for the towers, but ATC has a very strong footing in India.
Sure.
It has been a significant supplier after Indus for our tenancies, and this will strengthen our relationship with ATC. We've had excellent experience. It has also been an M&A transaction over the last 3 or 4 years, and it will make them a very strong number two and give good impetus to our mobility business.
Right, Himanshu. Now that the deal rationale and the mathematics of the deal are behind us, let's look forward and speak about the valuations of the deal. Now, analysts are saying that this deal that has been struck by Idea today, it comes at a time when mobile penetration is really high. So therefore, it's a good timing for you to sell your tower assets. Now, the enterprise value of the deal is 4,000 crore rupees. Are you satisfied with the valuations, and what would that result in terms of the valuations per tower? So if you could give us the math on that.
Yes, first and foremost, I have to remind everybody who watches tower business that the tenancies that Idea has, and as well as Vodafone have among the best tenants, with over 95% of tenants coming from the leading operators who will continue to exist into future. The second part is besides the fact that we are going to get 4,000 crores, and a significant part of the negotiation has been that there have been 6,300 tenancies which either of us coexisted on the towers, and because of these, at post the merger, they need to be collapsed into a single tenancy, and we've agreed to do that in a staggered manner over 2 years, and it will move to a single tenancy without paying any exit penalties. So if I normalize Idea's EBITDA post collapsing of the tenancies of Vodafone, the valuation of the deal on EBITDA multiplier comes to 13.6, which we believe is among the best that has happened in recent times. And to keep remembering that industry is going through a consolidation phase. A lot of tendencies are going away of existing operators who are exiting mobility business. And in this, this will be not only value accretive to ATC from the fact that they will have a great relationship with among the largest Indian telecom operator as a merged entity, but also give us a lot of relief from our point of view that these towers are going to safe hands.
Sure. So that's good news for shareholders, because you're confident that the valuation that you've got is pretty much a premium valuation. Himanshu, now let's talk about your debt levels. It's a tough market in which all telecom players are currently surviving, and there's been a disruptive entry by RelGeo. Your debt levels have increased. Give us a sense of what was the main driver behind this deal that has been struck with ATC. Was it solely to reduce the debt of Idea, or was it also growth capital? Because going ahead, you will have to pump in more money for future investments.
As we mentioned even at the time of our merger announcement, we wish to strengthen our balance sheet, and that is the reason necessary steps is being taken by both companies to overall strengthen the balance sheet. With this 7,850 crores, it will help us to strengthen our balance sheet, as well as both in terms of deleveraging as well as in the growth capital front. The merged entity and Idea Cellular remains committed to be able to be the number one mobility operator in India, for which we are a little behind on 4G coverage and capacity, and we need to catch up. Idea today, along with the results, have announced that we cover about 47% of Indian population for 4G, and we are taking necessary steps together to expand our 4G business with the introduction of active infrastructure sharing with Vodafone, and we are also on the binge of introducing 4G ICR with Vodafone.
Himanshu, one more question on this particular deal before I move on to other aspects, including the IndusStar JV. Would your debt reduce by, say, double-digit percentage points post this deal? Is that a safe assumption?
So, to keep remembering that there is a deal contour as far as merger is concerned, which Vodafone is expected to bring the same quantum of debt that Idea has plus 2,500 crores. So based on this, if you look at the entire cash valuation of 7,850 crores, it will be in the order of anywhere between 6 to 7% valuation that will impact the overall debt levels. But I think important component is profitability of the company, and this merger has been designed to be able to get much larger synergies, and a combination of improved EBITDA and reduced debt or additional cash on the balance sheet will help us to take this mobility business forward.
Himanshu, today is a deal that has been struck with ATC for your standalone tower business. What about your stance on the Indus JV? What's the progress over there? Have you entered into any exclusive or advanced talks with any players regarding your tower assets as part of the Indus JV?
So, as a part of our announcement at the merger in March 2017, along with the sale of our standalone towers, we had mentioned that we are looking at various options to be able to monetize our investment in Indus as far as Idea is concerned, and it is and 11.15% of Indus investments belongs to the new joint venture, and we are looking at multiple options. There is nothing concrete to report at this point of time.
Himanshu, what about your status of the Vodafone Idea merger? Now, I know that's a long pending merger. There are several regulatory clearances required, but shareholders would like to know by when can we expect a safe timeline? When can we expect all the regulatory clearances to come in? I'm aware that there is an NCLT process that will start soon. That will be followed by the DOT. So what's the earliest timeline that we're looking at for the consummation of the merged entity?
So at the time of our announcement of merger, we had given guidance that our merger will be expected to be completed in calendar year 2018. We are on track of our guidance. We just want to tell all your viewers that we have now three-step process has proceeded further. First and foremost, we have received Competition Commission approval, CCI approval. Second, we have received approval from SEBI and Stock Exchange. Third, we filed in the month of August 2017 at NCLT post the two approvals, and they under the supervision of NCLT, we've already had the approval from our shareholders, secured creditors and unsecured creditors. Now we've given the final petition to NCLT, and they wait for the final decision from NCLT for approval. Post that event, the next event would be we will have to go to Department of Telecommunication, as all our licenses, both Idea and Vodafone licenses, we need to be will need to be converged and become one at Department of Telecommunication. These things take a little time. That is why it is very difficult to give you a specific dates, but we are completely on track.
All right, one final question, and this is more from the industry perspective. Reliance Jio's entries has changed the dynamics in which all the incumbent telecom operators are working. You've changed your offers, voice and data. Now, of course, there are bundled offers that you have come out with. Is the stress behind in the telecom sector as far as Idea is concerned, and is pricing power making a comeback?
So you're absolutely right. We've had a terrible last 1 year from the time the new 4G operator launches services in September 2016. There's been free fall of both voice rate, which has fallen by 33%, and mobile data rates, which has fallen almost at 1/10 level from its original level that it was in September of 2016. So, and we've been speaking about financial stress on the sector. On account of this, there are 2 or 3 big trends which is happening. Number one big trend which is happening is all those Indian telecom was hyper competitive. There were 9 operators, and all those non 4G operators have decided either to quit or to merge with other operators. So this is helping us, and we can see that impact in month of October and early November, helping us to recover back on subscriber growth, which was the challenge in the last 6 months. The second big trend is the consumption habits of Indian consumers is changing quite a bit. Indian prepaid consumers especially were used to snacking habits, buying small vouchers of 10 and 20 rupees and consuming by the day. With buying of bundle plans which are available for a 28-day to a 84-day product, the consumption has significantly increased, both in terms of voice minute. That is why Idea is now reported on a year-on-year basis, voice minutes have grown by 30%. And in a global environment, when voice is stagnating or declining, India remains to be one shining in terms of voice growth, and we continue to believe that this voice growth will continue as we move from a low double-digit bundle plans to our expectation, and what analysts also projecting to almost 50% of the consumers will shift to bundle plans. The other is also mobile data. This growth has been stupendous at almost 4 times level year on year back. We are now from 100 billion megabits on a quarter. We are almost 438 billion megabits per quarter. So the consumer who buys a bundle plan is almost consuming 7 to 8 times what anybody who doesn't buy a bundle plans, and uses per customer has moved from a low levels of 700 MB per customer about a year back to almost 4 GB per customer. And if you to look at it for a 4G customer, it has actually gone up to 7.5 to 8 GB per customer. So these trends are extremely positive. India is turning out to be very highest society of mobile consumption, and digital adoption is extremely positive. With economic growth coming back, and consolidation in the industry, and digital wave actually now converting into a tsunami across the length and breadth of this country, we are very hopeful that the market repair process, which is just about showing its signs of coming back, will help us get back the glory of mobility business, and both in terms of subscriber growth, revenue growth, and thereby impact on profitability. We should get back. Obviously, there is one more challenge, is the IUC rate decline, which will be one last, hopefully the last challenge that we have to pass through, and then we should be back on a growth path.